Hey, Decathlon Gamer, welcome back to Tour de France 23. This is episode 33. We're at the Criterium de Dauphine. We've completed 4 of 8 stages. Right now, we are the combativity leader, but only marginally so. We went on the longest stage and led the longest on that stage. No one has been on 2 breakaways yet through the first 4 stages. One of those being a time trial, so there's only been 3 opportunities thus far. But also, I lead the King of the Mountains, picking the first of those 3 playable stages that had the most KOM points, and then went out and dominated that stage amongst just a couple of us. So those 22 points gives us a 13 point advantage heading into the later stages of this race. I'm fresh right now as we go into stage 5, but I'm also biding my time waiting for the right opportunity to head into another breakaway. It's going to put our combativity award at risk, but the next 2 stages are both sprint stages. Both have limited amount of KOM points, and hopefully, as long as somebody doesn't get in both breakaways, they should not hurt us, setting us up for the 2 climbing stages, where if we're going to win the KOM, it's going to really come down to those 2 stages. If we're going to win the combativity, those 2 stages, as long as somebody else doesn't add 2 stages, specifically the 2 longer stages, the rest of the way, it's going to put us in a good position to potentially take that one as well. However, in the past, big climbing stages, like that of stage 7, I tend to not last terribly long in those. But it's been a while since we've been in that scenario, and our attributes have grown significantly since that time. I like my chances better of hanging with a group today. I don't know if I'll hang on to the King of the Mountains, but if I can get some points at each climb, if I can get max over the top of an Cat, oh, what a jump that would be to our medium mountain and mountain ratings that have struggled to progress at all because we're never in a scenario to help them progress. So fingers crossed, stage 5 does not see any repeat breakaway riders from before, and fingers crossed that it has multiple riders taking those KOM points away from each other.
It's a pity.
Stuyven has picked up 10 KOM points on the stage, but it was split. Combativity 171k, 167k for 6 riders. So 6 riders end up making the break. Bitziger, some of these guys have been, I think, and a breakaway. We'll see where we rank here in just a second. Hayter leads the race overall from Civikov now after stage 5. I have a 10 point advantage in the KOMs. That's good. Stuyven, his 10 points were the first 10 that he's collected. I'm happy with that. That keeps us in a decent spot and still fresh for those later stages. Though I have dropped to 4th in the combativity. So Van Gessel, Bitziger, Tomas are all, that was their second breakaway stage. The key for us to win the combativity now is to not see those 3 in another breakaway. It's okay if others do. As long as we don't get those guys in a breakaway again, we'll still have a chance at the combativity. But I'm going to take the risk of sitting out stage 6 once again. I strongly feel that my best chance is to be as fresh as possible heading into that 7th stage. It's the only way that I'm going to be successful.
Where we should be. We were aiming
for
a top
7th on the stage. I was 11th. KOM today, Lutsenko, Kosnefroy, and Chacone. That's good. That's different names. Looking at those that were in the break today, definitely a shorter stage. Definitely not the same riders, not the consistent number. I mean, there's 10 guys that were ultimately in the break, but it splits up. Let's see how we're doing on that overall. I don't think this stage hurt us. 1 rider has dropped down this standing, so Civikov now 13th. I still have a 10 point advantage in the KOM. I was completely unhurt. All of those guys, it was their first points. That's fantastic. That went as well as possible. Vanderhoorn just went on his 2nd breakaway, but the kilometers not terribly far ahead. The next 2 stages, if I can get and stay away, and as long as those 4 aren't there, I've got this. And they could possibly be there for one of the 2 stages because I'm planning on going in both. Depends on the gap. I mean, we're talking about 136 kilometers, the most that I have to cover gap-wise to any of those 4. And the stages to come are longer than 136K, but I don't think we'll necessarily be away for that long. They are two fairly short stages. 134K on stage 7, so even if we lead from kilometer 0 all the way to the finish, we will not take over the lead, but we can put ourselves in the position we need to be to get it on the final stage, which is another 144K. I like my chances of staying in the breakaway longer on the final stage, really to the base of the final climb. This next stage, survival is going to be tough. 2 really hard climbs right from the off. We need to get away early. I have the Kingdom Mountains jersey, so that means I'll be on the front. When we start, we will take off immediately. Now that's what I'm talking about before we enter this race here. I am totally fresh. I have 0 fatigue. That yellow bar right under the name is the one that has fatigue. All of my teammates have minor fatigue, including Jose Lopez behind me, being essentially the exact same as Glogue just next to him. Case Bull has a little bit less than the others, but I'm the only one that is not fatigued at this point, fresh heading into the stage, which is exactly what I need if I'm going to have a good stage 7 and have that chance to get that medium mountain or that mountain rating up, because I have a 78 hill rating. I have a 76 medium mountain, but I cannot get it higher, and I cannot get that mountain rating higher without leading over the top of one of these climbs. But with the 73 mountain rating, we just struggle to do more than just be semi-competitive. We struggle to take the top on any of these climbs. Having one right off the bat, small chance that if I get out there fast enough, hard enough, ahead of others, I could potentially be solo over the top of that, and I will absolutely take the drain in energy if that's a possibility, because it would ensure that we finally get the top over one of those climbs. And I think that that's going to be straight off the bat a point for medium mountain and a point for mountain, and a whole lot of points for the king of the mountains jersey competition. That wouldn't guarantee that I win it, but if I can go get some points on stage 8, even if I'm exhausted for the second climb of the day today, that's going to put me in a really good spot. All right, going hard right off the line, and I'm already being challenged. What the heck? Pogacar is trying to go with me. Why? The field has split, but what in the world would these guys be threatened by me for? I'm like 60th in the standings. So why in the world would they follow me when I attacked? That is so freaking weird. Are they wanting the intermediate sprint? Is that what the issue is here? They can have it. For now, I'm 48 seconds ahead of the peloton. That's the one to watch out for. Otherwise, there are 25 of us off the front right now. And if a lot of them are going to sit up once we hit this sprint point, I mean, like, nobody's coming through taking turns right now, so that's not helpful for me. Let's back off a little bit more. They can have the sprint. There we go. Van Gessel comes through. Some of the riders are already dropping back. No, I don't want you in that break. But here's our first proper attempt at trying to get some sort of breakaway together. I did not have the red bar to do much right here. But I'm third right now. Pichon the only other one, and we're already 30-something seconds. So those guys are interested in the intermediate sprint. Made a move. Now they're going to drop back. In fact, there's already 17 riders. Back to the peloton, just like that. 1 minute behind.
His team is at full throttle. They have no one at the front.
All right, these two all have slightly more kilometers than them right now, but Bitziger is one of the 4 guys, I think, he was in that last break a couple stages ago. I don't know if he's one of the 4 ahead of me. Okay, they are... Yes, Bitziger is first. He is the one sitting on 335 on the Combativity Awards. That's a little bit of a worry. Pichon also just behind me. Pozzovivo, first day in the break for him. So far, not contributing. I've done 49% of the work so far. We are definitely going to be sitting on. Behind us, Martin, Dylan Toynes, Felix Gall. Yikes on that part. That's tough. All 3 of those guys are superior climbers compared to me, especially the base mountain rating. And then Rodriguez, Mosa, Landa. I mean, wow. And then Bardet and Palace. Wish me luck, folks. I'm going to need it. Just hanging with these riders. Getting any points over the top of this climb is going to be difficult. The solo thing didn't happen. Looks like it was down to that intermediate sprint point. But just after that, we're on the base of the climb. So there's no chance for me to suddenly just attack them and break away and go solo. It's attacking the peloton, where that's a distinct possibility. But because of that intermediate sprint before the climb, it's put us in this position. So we're looking like we're going to have a group of 14. However, the peloton is chasing on hard. None of these guys are riding hard right now, and that's a worry. Peloton's going to make contact. They made contact with the other 7. Will they now sit up? No, they do not. They do not sit up. They are still chasing. They are not happy with the 7 of us away. But there's definitely some stress going on into the legs right now. High tempo. It's going to hurt the peloton too. That 141, guaranteed, before the climb. It's the Galibier. It's the Galibier, folks. 19K, 5.7%. There's going to be a very split, divided peloton even before the top of this climb, especially given the fact that they are not content with the breakaway right now. So they are pushing hard to chase. We are pushing hard to get away, and we're not really going anywhere. 36 seconds is the gap. Those 4 behind are just behind, but it's making them go a lot deeper. Vivo doing all the work. Felix Gall trying to come forward and has not necessarily been able to do so. This is good for me. I mean, these guys, I should be working, but I did all the work earlier. And I definitely don't have the strength to take over here. I'm already nearing survival mode on this climb. Really need that peloton to sit up a bit and say, hey, that's okay. You guys, you 11, we're cool with you. Gel used, way below half strength. We are now a group of 11. It did come together. They made contact with us, while not pushing quite as hard as Vivo. I might make it to the top of this thing. There's no way I'm going to go over the top first. Like Van der Poel's going to easily get the max points. We are splitting up. Bitsker has been dropped. That's good for me. That's the one rider. That's the one rider who we really didn't want. We're down to 9, by the way. Down to 9. 30-second gap. But Van der Poel is riding away now. And we're only 13 seconds ahead of the peloton. So that's really, really not good for my chances. I'm in the peloton. Breakaway is done. Jumbo-Visma has put their foot down. 5K to the top. I'm low on energy though. A lot of guys are going backwards. Already down to 123. I'm not claiming points on this climb, but if I can at least stay in contact, there's a great chance to reform a breakaway soon enough. But staying in contact is going to be a trickier matter, as we're already... that's why I was setting a specific tempo. But we're down to 52 in the peloton now. 51. I am out. I'm out the back. I'm back in, maybe. Now there's 22 at the front. 30 in chase. I'm in the chase group. We're almost to the top. I think at least the 52 have a good chance of staying together. But, I mean, we're talking about Gall well out the back. We're talking about Almeida out the back. Case Bull way behind me, so he got dropped much earlier than I did. We're here with Gaudu, we're here with Barguil, we're here with Carapaz, Carthy, there's Van Aert. The 52 are back together, and we're nearing the top, just over 1K. I can't get up there to do anything. Back off. Woo! Oh, I still blew up anyway. I didn't see who got all the points, but it's mostly big names. Okay, we've recovered a lot of energy here. Now this battle for position got me pushed over. Wow, that was close. I got squeezed there. I absolutely got squeezed and just lost 40 positions in the race order. At least I did not actually crash off. But yeah, that was somebody pushing me. Now that was all me. That one was all me trying to accelerate. I was going too fast and I've lost contact. Damn it. Here we go. Here we go. We got this. We got this. Yes! We are in contact. And we are not done descending either. Not at all.
1 minute from the head of the race.
Oh no. Oh no, this is the peloton. This is the peloton, but there is a breakaway now that contains some of the guys that I was with. So, breakaway is our only chance today, folks. We need to be in that breakaway. Or do I save it all for next? Well, I got no points at all. If I'm going to win the King of the Mountains, I have to get some more points. Have to. We've got a long descent coming. We're just going to have some work to do once again. I'm already a minute ahead of the peloton. They are allowing this breakaway to get away. 9 riders at the front now. I'm looking to make that number 10. Ooh. Oh gosh, I thought I was fine. I mean, it was telling me it was red, but I figured if I come out of the tuck, I was fine. It didn't look that bad, like that one. Oh, I lost like 8 seconds on that corner. Why did it tell me I had to slow down so drastically? 2:49 ahead of the peloton, by the way, so I'm 2 full minutes ahead of the peloton now from 1. But I have not made contact, and I'm going to have to push to continually get there. That gap better start coming down, otherwise I'm in trouble. Because we're going to start climbing, and I've got... Whoa, game just glitched on me. Half recovered. Still a chance for a little more recovery. We can obviously use the gel to go all in on this climb. And we have that advantage over the peloton that maybe, just maybe, I can still hang on and get something. Obviously, 10th wouldn't be good enough, but if I was 4th or 5th, at least I'd still get some points. Riding hard. I've gained 2 seconds on them in the last 5 kilometers. 2 seconds, that's it. I'm riding really hard, which means they're riding really hard. 4.2% downhill. What's it? I've blown up before we even hit the top of the first sector. I was hoping to get to here and use this opportunity to recover a bit. And I'm done. I'm really done now because I just went into the wall on that corner, desperately trying to aero tuck as best I can to regain contact. I'm already back into the peloton. That's it. That's it. So, teammates, who all is here? How tired are they all? They're exhausted, so gel.
Okay.
I'm currently 53rd position as we head to this final climb. Pogacar has already won, ahead of Evenepoel and Vingegaard, Hindley, and Moss. I'm going to head to this final climb and choose my pace. I'm going to try to improve my position. $5K. Can I give this level of effort for $5K? We'll soon find out. But let's find a teammate like Van Hoek, Lopez, Johannesson, Sivakov. 1K to go. Simon Yates was 46th. Almeida was 48th. Right now I sit 52nd, 1.7K to go, and I'm coming up on a teammate here real fast. That's Van Hoek. Gloag, 49th. Van Aert was 45th. Jesus Herrada was 44th. tons of talent around there. Still got a chance to get 50th here. As I go around McNulty. Fast sweeper into the finish line. There's the blow up right before the line, but that's okay. Maybe. Will I still get ahead of McNulty with the blow up? Looks like I will. 50th position. I knew the day was going to be difficult. Did not realize that an early intermediate sprint point would literally destroy any chance, any hopes that I had of a good stage. Sivikov is now 18th overall. I'm 45th. I'm still second in the KOM, but Evenepoel has 38 points now with Martin at 20, Pogacar at 18. I can get into the breakaway, maybe, if Evenepoel certainly doesn't. I've got a small chance with the last stage, but gaining absolutely no points on the day and going as deep as I did is not helpful for me. Bitziger getting dropped early at least meant that I picked up 16k, and he picked up right about 15k on the day. So I gained 1 kilometer on him, and this next stage is just a fraction longer, so it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to do anything with this. Luckily, I'm in a good start position as we go straight into a Category 1 climb right at the beginning on this one. I'm right off the front. Bardet, Turgis, Pozzovivo, a few others. 26 seconds, 30 seconds ahead of the peloton. That's where I want to be. We'll give ourselves a little bit of save here, a little bit of reprieve as I'm going deep fast here, but settling. For now, as we hit the steeper section of this first climb, it's a group of 6. We have a 20-second advantage over 10 chasers who are very much closing that gap down. And then 2 more riders further back. And the peloton's at 2:15. Now, coming together, there's 16 of us. And those 2 are still closing the gap on us pretty quickly as well. I'm happy with the gap to the peloton. It does mean that the break is working, that it's succeeding for today. 30 seconds to Zimmerman and co. They seem to not be gaining any longer, struggling a little bit. Some of these riders have protection, like Toynes is protecting Pozzovivo. That's weird, but maybe it's because he's going for the KOM. Martin is here, Bardet is here. There's too much talent. I'm not expected to do much of anything at this point other than maybe compete for the Combativity Award. I'll have to check and see. 2 more riders on the attack now. Yates. In the KOM. I'm actually the leader here of the group. Well, I'm second overall, so it makes sense. But, like, Martin's only 2 points behind me and a far better climber. Bardet, 6 points behind me and a far better climber. So I'm going to have my hands full trying to get something. But maybe, if we're lucky, not too many guys are going to go for it here. Big push here, though, near the top. 500 meters. I need a little gel for the last push. 300 meters. Okay. Trying to attack, trying to attack. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, squeeze through, squeeze through. Nope. 4th. That's worth points, though. It's 4. Bardet, Martin, too strong. Whoa, I'm getting squeezed again. I got squeezed. I was on the brakes hard. I was on the brakes hard before that happened. Somebody hit my bike. Man, come on. And we dropped riders there. That's the first time in a long time I've gone down, and it was similar to what happened on the last stage where I got squeezed and pushed and shot across the track. Here, I'm on the right-hand edge, and suddenly I get launched to the left-hand side. Of the incidents that we've had in today's episode, 1 of 3, without a doubt. full blame on me. But twice we've been in a position and then just got launched by somebody else next to us, hitbox, and just squeezed. In one of those cases, it slowed us down. In one, it launched me so hard side to side there that there was literally nothing I could do to save that one. So the front 18 are back together. Those two riders have still not made contact, and currently the peloton is 343 behind. Just 56 riders left there as well, and we're going to need to maybe do a little better this time with protecting Sivakov, our leader. Only 2 points available at the top of this climb, 3K from the top of it. It's kind of a long one, it's 11K. And it's definitely steepest at the top here. But with 20 riders, I just don't see... I don't know. I'm punchy. I could maybe get it still. But I'm going to have to improve my position. I can't be this far back. I'm kind of tempted to try to attack early. And then just hold these guys off. How quickly do they respond? Has it even get... I didn't even get separation. Refill that red bar. 1.3k. Okay, red bar's full. Okay, attack coming out of there. That seems the best place to do it. And I still have no separation. But I can't attack full bore because of the damn fall earlier. So I have no chance. I can't go full speed. Ciccone gets it over Scalmosa. At least those two weren't threats.
They're onto a portion that is far less intense until they reach the
What the
foot of
heck?
the Col de la Colombière in 60
I wasn't even going very fast. Oh wow. I don't want to control it right now. Like, I'm getting nothing
He's a young
control wise.
climber. He's still got
The
some
turns,
progress to
nothing.
make before he
It's
can
not.
play a leading
He's
role.
Peloton 3.5 minutes back, all 20 of us together. 108k to go in the stage. After that fall, for one, the attack option just failed to be effective. I couldn't get off front because I couldn't fully attack. I even picked the right moment, couldn't get any separation, and couldn't keep up with the pace of others. Luckily, I didn't get dropped. But the descent, oh my goodness. I mean, I'm getting a C rating right now. It's dropped down. I've lost the confidence, but my oh my. We're at the base of what is arguably the biggest climb of the day if you count the intermediate sprint point all being part of the climb instead of something separate. Case Bull has been dropped from the peloton. I did use their gels shortly before the feed zone, and you can see some of the guys are actually struggling already. I don't want all. It's I am back in the peloton. It's the Colombière. Lopez just got dropped. Johannesson. Sevikov still in that group of 20 and looking fairly decent for the climb to come. Front 6 back together on the valley down here. Groups are kind of gathering. I'm in the next group of 7. Not bad. Not bad. There's only 26 riders up the road from me.
So there's a little under 12 kilometers lead for the head of the race over the favorites.
Sevikov gets dropped. Sevikov has been dropped. There's now 5 at the front. Paulus in between. Sevikov very much out the back of the group. I think he's last one placing wise.
Is 30 seconds.
So he's about 26th on the road, give or take. 5k to go. I've got a chance to leave this group behind before the top. Pogačar now at the front of the race. Evenepoel has left him behind. So Evenepoel now leading the race ahead of Pogačar. Vingegaard in the chase. Moss in the next group.
Should be enough to carry it to the end.
low on energy for me, so hanging on to these guys is not a foregone conclusion. Looking awfully weak. We leave some riders behind. I get dropped. Venable takes the win. Pogacar takes second. Vingegaard third. Pinot, Paulus, O'Connor, Moss. Who's that gel? Sivakov was 23rd on the stage. Right now I sit 35th, and whoa, that goes fast. 500 meters. Gel. Hey, Gel, I was barely over the standard to use any Gel up. And then I blow up anyway. I will finish 33rd, though. Not too shabby on that part. Not too shabby. Second for the team across the line. We always knew that it was going to be tough. Last time we were on a big World Tour race, we had been found wanting massively. We were not competitive at all. We were more competitive in this race, but it was absolutely no surprise that better riders beat us handily. So now, in comparison, the fact that I took second on my team, even though 12 minutes down, was the outcome. Not too bad. Sivakov was only 23rd, and he's a much better climber than I am. I knew that getting the KOM, or the combativity, was going to be tough. I figured I was putting myself in jeopardy for the combativity by not taking the sprint stages as breakaways. This was more exciting. It was also more difficult, and it was also a failure as a result. So I did potentially cost us the combativity points that we could have potentially had. I picked up 4 points for the KOM today. Wasn't nothing. But in terms of the combativity for the stage, I got 77k at the front. Bardet, Skjelmosa, Toynes all got significantly more. So final standings for this race is Venable takes the win a minute ahead of Pogacar. He took that on the final stage too. Vingegaard onto the podium. Paulus, Geraint Thomas 5th. Sivakov dropped to 20th. I'm not sure we're going to get any points out of this. That sucks. He was my hope for that. I finished 5th in the KOM. Evenepoel won it comfortably because he won the final climb comfortably. Points, nothing doing. Young rider, I was 10th. Johannes in 8th. We actually moved back up 4 spots to 7th. I think that's not bad for our first attempt here. But that combativity, 3rd, wasn't to be. We come up about 30 kilometers short, 36. Van Gessel, the one who ends up taking it, surprisingly. The thing that hurt for me was that crash. Not a fan of what that did to us after the fact. It was inevitable that I was going to crash at some point. I mean, how awful I was when we first started this series on handling those downhills. I was really poor at it. I've gotten a lot better at it. I'm not perfect at it at all. Those were some of the most challenging descents that we've seen. Those were the most challenging descents that we've seen in the game so far. So it was tough. And like I said, one of those, without a doubt, 100%, that was on me. The other two, it wasn't 100% on the AI. I mean, I got squeezed. I got pushed. I got bumped. But if I was smarter about how I handled it, I probably wouldn't be trying to ride beside those guys. I'd probably be following single file. I'd probably also tuck in on them instead of trying to ride it myself. An experienced player might do that. Smarter players are going to just follow the rider ahead and not experience that crash. So I'll take blame. I'll take a share of the blame. I absolutely did not do that on my own. I was absolutely fine racing the line that I was racing, but there was other riders in the way. I came in a collision with those riders. I got squeezed. I suffered the consequences. So I'd say at least half that blame has to be placed on me, so I'll take it. That was my bad. We only crashed once out of the 3 incidents within the race, but that hurt. That hurt a lot for sure. Final tally for points, I add nothing. As a team, we're now on 306. Did we add anything? 2 points! Whoa! We didn't get 2 points for the entirety of the race, though. We did get a little bit to help us along the way, and we remained in 12th position. Over the entirety of the race, I know it was less than 20 points that we picked up, but the last time around when we had a stage Paris-Nice, I mean, we got blown out completely and came home with 0 points whatsoever. So coming home with about 20 or 12 or 14 points, it was somewhere between 10 and 20 overall. I picked up those early points, stage 1, getting out to that early break, and I'm grateful for having done that. Made a huge difference. I need to take that approach with some of these other races coming up, because it's quite clear that we can't hang on to things long term. But you can come out the box early on an easier stage. If I can, like Tour de France, Combativity Award might be the way to go. Take the sprint stages. Take the easier stages. Because the hard ones, they're hard. They're really freaking hard for us right now. Easier stages, smaller breakaway, maybe a random hard climb mixed in onto an otherwise easy stage could be the path for me to finally start getting those attribute points that I'm desperate for, because I don't think we necessarily got anything out of this race. Maybe a +1 somewhere. Let's see. Nothing for Dauphine. Not a single point gained. We did not get those medium mountains where we had the lead. Cat 1 is possible. Cat 1 for the medium mountain, Cat 1 for the mountain rating. Those are the ones I need to target. Those all's Cat 1s, just brutal climbs. But those Cat 1s, maybe, just maybe. But it's hard with a 73 mountain rating to lead a Cat 1 climb, especially when every single stage that we've gone into a breakaway in that's had that type of climb, we've been surrounded by some of the best climbers in the world. Not those top 4 or 5 guys, but that second tier. Those very, very, very good climbers. My 73 mountain rating is nothing on them, so I am finding it a little bit tough. And here, there's no gimmies. Finish the Tour de France, I'll get 1 point. But I'm not winning a mountain stage anytime soon. One of those weaker races that has a mountain stage, that might be my best hope. Polka dot jersey, Tour de France, we're not going to win that. Yellow jersey, Tour de France, we're not going to win that anytime soon. So how? I've got to lead a Cat 1 climb. And yeah, for now, that's extremely difficult. But that's going to do it for this episode of Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.